Well, I haven't seen a start yet, so
I haven't either on either one.
says we're live though. I'm late. It's 7:00.
No.
Oh, it
Yeah.
just jumped up to 22. Oh, there we
There's a
go.
commercial of them eating Chinese food. Let's see. Now, I got a brownie commercial.
Yeah, you got better watch all these commercials. You don't want to offend any characters or anything.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, I'm the last person to say that too. Well, good evening, Chip.
I never would have thought that people would be offended by Eminem character.
Do you really want me to say what I'm thinking or kind of go G-rated with this?
Yeah, I thought it was a joke. I really thought that it was a joke, that they weren't serious. And if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, Eminem came out and said that they're coming out with a new spokesperson for the candy. But evidently somebody complained about the Eminem shoes.
Hello, Prep.
The males didn't have, or the females didn't have certain shoes or something like that. So they ended up making woke characters. There is lesbian Eminem character.
Boy, I got something to say to that.
There's a obese one.
That's me.
And there's talk about more coming. Different characters.
I won't say something.
It makes no sense to me. It's a piece of candy. I don't know.
I mean, damn. In the end, they all gonna look the same any damn way.
Yeah.
That ain't what I wanted to say, but that's what came out.
Yeah.
Something else.
I mean, hell, you got one M&M that's got a peanut in the middle of it, but yet identifies as a female. Come on, get real. And that's as G-rated as I can get with that.
America, great again.
Life with Lois, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. Thank you.
Prepping 101, if you still in here, type something in chat. We come up with a little bit of news that's gonna
we'll tell him about that tonight, though.
Oh, okay.
Later. He is going live tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, because I've already got a thing up on YouTube saying he is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get no notifications. I actually have to go and look and see if somebody goes lives or not.
Oh, he does say he is in here. So,
yeah.
Be prepared on your channel. You may want a crying towel with you. Oh, we got his goat now. We got him interested.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Why in the 80s, if somebody didn't like the character, the CEO or whoever was in charge of the advertising or anything would say, who cares? We're making money from it. Who cares? Now it's like, I hurt somebody's feelings. Oh no. Hey, TJ.
Hey, lady. I hope you had a good day.
We got Life with Bobby in here. Nose Pickin, Vester, Lisa, Dana B, Copycat,
We
Now-
got Chuck.
Cheddar Pepper Prepper. I'd hate to have to say that name really fast. I'd probably end up saying something very bad, but
Texas Chuck, that was supposed to have been a secret. Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, right.
we got
wife
Sniffer in here. Well, no, the big and I made some peanut lovers or Eminem lovers mad because I said it was big, but it's well, how do you even describe it now without making somebody mad or hurting somebody's feelings? It's the because they have oversized peanuts, or the peanut ones are bigger, so that's the purple one is the obese one that is a female too.
Peanut, with what's going on as with the M&Ms, how do you identify your peanut? You know, that just came out. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, you can actually go to Twitter and find Eminem on Twitter, and they have a big post. They probably have it on Facebook and everywhere else too, but it's actually made it to some news companies too.
What was it? Live at 5 or something like that? The 5.
What's that guy that always looks like he's constipated? Oh,
Biden?
no, the news guy on Fox, where he's always like this. He's got such a serious face on there all the time.
I know who you talking about.
I can't remember his name now.
Damn it.
But yeah, he brought it up, and it's like,
Hey.
my peanuts are not purple. I'm not. No comment. No comment.
You would have to say that with the stream I'm on, don't you? You better take that rubber band off then.
Believe it or not, 101. That's the next one that is coming, or I think it is already here, and that's.
Are you answering 101's question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be the orange one. I'm not 100% because I don't look at them close enough to determine if they're what they are. It's a piece of candy.
Oh, let's get off of the candy and go to that picture you showed me earlier.
Oh boy.
I mean,
let me find it here.
Y'all think the M&M has gone bad? Y'all just wait. You ain't seen shit, nothing yet. You might ought to go big screen with this one if you can.
Yeah, and yes, you need to look closely. Those are guys. Well, I think they are, because I can't say what they are. So
there's a couple of them in there I kind of got questions about.
But yeah.
No, ma'am, Lisa, I did not. I apologize. Let me back up.
Yeah, no words to say. There's not much you can say to this.
Oh, I can't.
Why is this a thing? Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I got something to say, but if I do, would probably get taken down.
This is where we're headed.
What do you
this
mean?
is
This is where we are headed. We there.
oh it's well it's getting worse as it goes.
Think about
It just makes no sense to me.
Lisa, I cannot find it. So I think.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
But let's get back headed toward our subject. And I did a video earlier today on the prepping or preppers pantry. So
Don't put no M&Ms in there.
no. And like always with prepping, the first thing that you always want is make sure everybody likes the food that you're going to be prepping, because if you don't like it, I mean, it's another thing if you haven't eaten in 3 or 4 days and then you come across a can of Spam, you're going to eat that can of Spam. I don't care how much you don't like it. But if you prepare for that stuff, if somebody doesn't like Spam, then you don't prep it.
About the only way I can eat Spam nowadays is fried.
Yeah, and I don't like Spam, the name brand, because it's got more fat in it than it has anything else nowadays. Treat is pretty good.
I mean,
and again, I like it fried to where I don't know if it fries all the flavor out or all the salt out of it or whatever, but if it's nice and got a nice crisp to it, I don't mind that. But it's nothing that I want to have every day of the week or something. You know what I mean?
Well, now I think in the famous words of Bigfoot, what turned him off is getting it out of the can and it goes makes that sound.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff nowadays that makes that sound when you take it out of the can, because it's all
fat.
It's all googled together, and like cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, all that stuff. When you flop it down it's just one big old blob.
Yeah. Well, now I'm wanting to say Lake Ferry posted a picture. Now I may be wrong with who posted this picture, but she had a bag of chips, and it was jalapeno chips, and she showed on the back the ingredients that was in it. Crickets.
Oh.
So they are putting it in our food, whether we like it or not. So y'all, from here out, y'all look at the ingredients on what you buy. Some people in here may like crickets. Fine. I don't care. I'm not eating the
cricket cookies.
yeah, cricket brownies.
Yeah, no. I mean, I did the eating the crickets for a challenge thing. I mean, for me, I mean, you would have to have a whole bunch of them to get any nutrients out of it. I mean, it's just you chomp on it, it turns to dust, and you get the little legs stuck in between your teeth, and it's not that you. I rather go out and pick dandelions and eat those than eat a cricket.
In that case, I got a yard full of food out there. Come summertime.
Yeah.
Or either that or fish bait. I prefer fish bait.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I probably should have brought up on the video today is about the bioengineered ingredients that's on all kinds of stuff, especially anything that does with wheat, corn, and stuff like that, because they're making it instead of growing it now.
Well, now, question. You said corn. Are you talking like cornmeal, or you talking like corn on the cob? Or
Well,
both?
no, it's the ingredient, stuff that would have corn in it, like like that had the batter or something that was on a fish or something. It's not
Okay.
or different, just whatever had corn in the ingredients.
Okay, like
some of the corn, the ready mix stuff for cornbread is bioengineered ingredients. So you're not really getting corn, and it could just be that 80% of it is cornmeal, regular corn, and 20% is not. And that's the and the thing is that list, because you can go up, you can Google it and say, I want bioengineered ingredient list, and it'll tell you all the stuff. And in there, they have chicken, they have
really
salmon. So that it's crazy that that stuff is being allowed in our food. And according to the law that they passed, they have to put that label on the ingredients. But before, they were allowed to stick that stuff in without us knowing. So how long before this were they putting this stuff in our food?
Right. But
And that's the thing. I also did a short on companies, or I mean government agencies. I'm not going to say the abbreviation, but they had concerns, and that's how they express it, concerns. When a government agency has concerns about something, it's more than a concern. Some of the main issues was because it makes you immune to antibodies. So like if you get an infection for something, you go to the hospital and they give you antibodies to fight the infection. You've been eating all this bio-ingredients that is making you immune to those. So then, we have to give you another one, see if that one works. And then we'll have to give you another one and see if that one works. And pretty soon, with all the stuff that they give animals and stuff, we are being immune to our own antibiotics or antibodies. And they're putting more of this stuff in there. So pretty soon we're not going to be able to fight anything. Well, there's a few other ones in there that are like, why are we even, why is this in our food if you have concerns about it?
Kim, You need to go back and do some research. They have been putting that in our food also. I'm not going to say what it is, but I know that because I've read a couple of articles about it. It's been a while back ago. And if you are allergic to shellfish, they are saying that you may be allergic to crickets also.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to look on the ingredients now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You can turn rings. Watch out. You might have crickets in there.
no, it ain't crickets in there. It's earthworms. You know.
Yeah, even McDonald's says that their French fries and chicken nuggets. Now I don't know what part of the chicken nugget is bioengineered ingredient, but they're both of those things are on the list of bioengineered ingredients. So,
Well, now I've been knowing for a few years the McNuggets are not really chicken.
well, that's the bioengineered. Even though they say it is chicken, but to me, a chicken goes bok 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 and has feathers and stuff. It's not made in a test tube. Even though they get the DNA from it and splice it and crystal or whatever they call it, and it makes no sense.
In my opinion, really, it ought to be against the law. But the way our government has done gotten, and I hate to say it like this, there ain't no law no more. Not really. No.
It's who pays who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say 101 has said it a couple of times. What's that? About justice, street justice, something like that. You know, if they don't, if the law don't give them what they think they need, the people out on the street will. And I can't really say nothing else about that because I'll end up doing some examples and would probably get taken down.
Now, another thing is to think about for these pantries is nutrients. And I've not saying bad about any other preppers or anything, but I did see somebody showing that their preps and whatnot they had, and they had cases. I do too. I have a few, not cases, but I have a box of ramen, but ramen doesn't have any nutrients in it, anything. I think its main nutrient is overabundance of sodium. That's about it. But that was one of their main meals for their preps, and if you're a person that say things go bad to where you have to go out at a certain time of day or night to go scavenging for stuff, and you're trying to sneak through, and all of a sudden you hear your stomach growling. That's not something you want. And you want something that you have a lot of protein, you have a lot of vitamins and stuff. You don't want to hamper yourself by having something that's not very nutritious, so it's not going to hold you over and stuff. And I talk about that with the beans. If you don't like beans, there's other other forms of protein that you can look into. There's different types of beans. There's rice. There's all kinds of stuff.
Now, you know as good as I do, rice, it's going to have bugs in it, period.
Well,
And
that
and-
depends how you. My rice doesn't have bugs in it because I freeze it, and then when I freeze it, it's stored in an airtight oxygen, no oxygen's in there or anything, so there's nothing that can get in there. Unless I don't store it right, then it's my fault that there's stuff in there. But if you store things right, they won't. When it comes from a store, rice, afraid to tell you, but it has bugs in it, has eggs in it.
yeah.
That's just the way it is. You get rid of those when you cook it, but if you're storing it, you can those eggs will eventually hatch and eat your rice or
Now,
chew on it.
I've heard a lot of people talk about the rice, how to store it. And there's a couple of videos that say what you do is you put it in the freezer for 2 or 3 days. Then you'll pull it out, let it defrost, go back, and then put it back in. And then next time you pull it out, you go ahead and you store it like that. Is that the correct way of doing it, or would you just freeze it one time?
Yeah, you just freeze it one time, just enough to where everything gets frozen inside the bag, and
Okay.
and because it's not an airtight bag, they actually have holes in it so it breathes. Because
Right.
if it was an airtight bag, when you stack another bag on top of it, it wouldn't be flat; it would fall over and stuff. So they put holes in it so it compresses.
Okay. Back your chat up to 725 and look at what Horace Mary Moon posted. I can't say yes or no to that one, but that is one very interesting news piece.
725.
Yeah.
Who am I looking for?
Horace Mary Moon.
726.
See, I don't want to come straight out and tell you because
Oh, yeah, that's one of those things. I don't know. Some of the news it has no bearing in my life because I can't control it. And the more I think about that kind of stuff, the more depressed and you worry about what's
Right.
going on and stuff. Now, if it
hello, Big Book.
actually impacts me as a person, then I'm more worried about it. Like the price of eggs or bioengineered ingredients being put in my stuff, then I have to think about that stuff. I have to look for that stuff, all that kind of thing. Yes, Craig, and that's another thing that the so-called doomsday clock thing.
But
There are some things that going on that's a hell of a lot worse than all that stuff, but getting it out there, and I'm not one to put the stuff out if I don't have real proof or trying to say it without getting in trouble, because I'll just put it I'll put it one way. There is the stuff we left in Afghanistan. There are some really bad things
yeah, you're right.
that you won't hear about, that I'm more worried about than all that. And we'll just put it
Like that.
lights out. And
Well-
that's all I can say about it, because
Let's change.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject. Kim posted, weevils are just a natural part of grain world. Them adding harvest insects and bugs is a different story. Crickets carry tapeworms. And I agree with what she said there.
Yeah, but weevils will ruin your preps. They will actually eat and poop in your rice. So you want to get rid of them before you store it. Is, to me, it's no big deal to eat them. You eat a ton worse things than what's in rice, but
Oh God,
the fact that is saving it for preps and stuff like that.
How did you say that?
Hmm?
Shift. I'm trying to recall what you said about shift.
I didn't say anything about shift.
No, what it stood for.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot now.
I did too.
But everybody, I'm pretty sure, knows what it means now. But
yeah. But now, we're talking about pantry of food.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say a can of corn, a can of Chef Boyardee. Do it like this. This is the way I started looking at it. And it's going to gross some people out, but it's true. You can food, when chef does happen, chances are you ain't going to have no means of cooking it. So kind of prep to where you can just open up a can of stuff and eat it straight out of the can without cooking it. Like I said, that damn, I can't even remember what the hell I said, and it wasn't no more than 2 minutes ago. Beef from Ronin, you can eat that straight out of the can. Chicken noodle soup, you can eat that straight out of the can without heating it up. It's just try to stock up on stuff you can eat out of the can, like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're already prepping the food, you prep ways of cooking that food.
Well, that's correct. But
if not, then you're how else to say it? Half-assing it.
Yeah.
That's like I'm going to prep all this food, but I've got 10 bottles of water or 10 little things of water.
Oh my God.
All that food ain't going to mean nothing if you don't have water.
I saw an ad. It's been within a couple of days. They're selling diet water. How the Sam hell can you make water diet? There's no way. Water don't have calories to begin with.
Well, unless you add something to it. If you add flavor to water, flavored watering, and then make it diet, it's diet water.
Well, no, this was bottled water. Nothing added to it, nothing.
Well, the thing is, the people who buy that stuff are probably the ones that complain that the M&Ms are have issues. And that it is a thing, though. There'll be a company out there that will sell diet water, and people will buy it thinking, oh, it's diet water.
I know that 101. I just didn't get to it. Prepping 101 said that was a joke meme, which, like I said, I just didn't get around to it. But they come up with an idea. I wonder how long it's going to be before they try to sell that.
And one of the main things, even if you have a bunch of, and I did a poll on the premiere that I did today.
You did?
Do you have 6 months worth of food prepped? Yes, no, or I'm working on it. And the majority of people said yes. And that gets me thinking, and I did this in the video too, that one of the most important things is rotate your stock.
Yes.
Make sure it's the newer stuff is in the back, and keep rotating that stuff into the front.
Hello,
and
Tennessee.
I'm not saying that, and you have to pay attention to the dates and stuff, because some say sell by date, some say it expires on that date, and it's best by that date. And a lot of it doesn't really mean anything, because I've ate stuff in a can that's been 8 years old, and it tasted fine to me. Now, I would rather eat stuff that I've canned, as long as that lid is good and sealed.
Right.
I've had stuff at my grandpa's that were the jars were the big old blue ones that were like,
oh God,
really thick things, and I'm pretty sure that they were like 20 some years old, that was buried under in a root cellar, buried in dirt and sawdust and stuff, and he just wiped them off, and there was no date on it. As long as that lid popped, we ate it.
Now, Antonio, and I apologize, I can't even pronounce your last name, asked, how long should we have at least? I'm thinking, my opinion, at least a year. You know, that's to start out with. And the way things have got now, that's going to be hard to do.
Well, you go to a government agency, like I said, I'm not going to say what it is, but they say you need at least 3 days.
Bullshit.
3 days of food and water. And they'll come to your rescue.
Well, like they did the American Indians, right?
Well, we ain't going to talk about that.
Okay.
But this is their plan is, as long as you have at least 3 days of food and water, they should be able to get help to you by then.
Now,
so that means you're relying on the government, and we know how well the government is there for you.
Hey, look, it's Shift Kicker,
Do you
the one
trust
and only
trust
robot that will kick
the
your
government
butt.
to feed your family after that 3 days?
hello, Shift Cooker. Now,
Me, no.
they tell you per person 1 gallon of water per day. The way I look at it, and I drink a whole lot of water, period. I'm looking at like 2 gallons per person per day. Okay. That's how I'm looking at it. And it probably would not hurt if everybody else looked at it like that also. So the way I'm looking at it, 5 gallons of water would last, what, 2 days, 2.5 days, something like that per person.
Yeah, that's how I store mine, is in 5-gallon jugs.
I have come here to
Wait a minute.
and kick ass.
If water is stored right, it doesn't have an expiration. It doesn't go bad. The only thing water does, it will go stale.
Well, any prepper will tell you that is the main thing to store, because without water, and I know there's a bunch of people in here that's got freeze dried stuff. They've got stocked up. You're going to have water to eat that with, to heat it up with. And yeah, water is the main thing.
It doesn't make a difference if you need it to cook with or anything. You have 3 days of water. If you don't have 3 days of water, you die. That's it. You get dehydrated, and I mean, on a hot day, it's probably even less than that. How bad that you need water is. I mean, and that's just if you're sitting around and not doing anything. If you have to get out and work, you have to do stuff in the garden or whatnot. You need that water, and that's other than air. That's the most important thing you need.
Oh, hell.
You got 30 seconds of it, depending on the person. Some people can hold their breath for a long time, but they say 30 seconds, air, 3 days of water, and then you can go 3 weeks without food.
Wait a minute. Nose picking, I appreciate you reminding me of that. And Lisa Anderson, my condolences to you and your family. I apologize. Now,
I got it.
That's Melissa. Would you believe that they are, please, y'all pull this up. I kid you not on this.
Yeah, it is.
They are talking about trying to charge you for breathing. They do not want you to take a deep breath.
It's called taxes.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're alive, they want tax money from you.
Yeah,
and there's a new thing about that. Since you brought that up, it's in the works right now. They're wanting to do away with all the federal tax and state tax and all that, and charge everybody a flat rate sales tax of 30%. So anything you buy, you're going to be charged 30% of that for taxes.
That's bull. I'm sorry. I mean,
Jeff, where are you at? You're already doing that.
Well, I'm still, yeah, I'm doing that, but it's still bull.
You pay your county tax, your state tax, your city tax, depending on federal tax. And then when you go out and buy stuff, you pay taxes again.
Exactly.
You have to pay taxes on you have to buy your license plates, your tags, and you get taxed on that. By the time you're probably, I don't know what it is, but it's way up, probably over 30%.
Well, now, the companies pay tax on stuff they sell when they ship it. And then when you go buy it, like you said, we have to pay taxes on it again. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the year, we have to pay taxes on what we done pay tax on. And we're being taxed to death, period. I don't know what state is the worst, but I do know North Carolina, it's got to be up there within the top 10.
Oh,
being taxed to death.
And your property tax, can't forget that.
Now, you got to look at it like this. A person living in the city, okay, they have to pay city, they got to pay county, and plus they have to pay state. So they got to pay all three. Now, a person living out in the county, the only one he don't have to pay is city tax. Kind of you do. Really?
Yeah. Because if you're unless you're far enough out to where you're not in a school district, then you don't have to. But a lot of places, if you're in a school district area, then you have to pay for that, the city where that school is in.
Well, I'm screwed on that because I can step out in my field and I can see the school right up the road from me.
Yeah, so they get you for that.
Road tax. Oh hell yeah! I forgot about that. You got to pay road tax too. And I like if everybody's paying road tax, how come our roads ain't in better condition than what they are?
Well, most states have lotto, and most of that is supposed to go for schools and the roads.
Right. So
where's all that money going?
In somebody's pocket.
Yeah, sure ain't going for the roads or.
Oh hell no.
The city here, it's been a few years, but they had a thing come up on vote to pay extra taxes to get our roads fixed. So the whole year that they were advertising it or whatnot, they didn't do a dang thing to the roads. The roads were so bad around here, so that everybody would vote yes on getting the roads fixed.
Well, now we went into town today. Me and the wife did, and now we live out in the country, straight up, plain simple. I'm talking 20 minutes to the closest town driving. And I'm the type. I used to be the type. There wasn't but one type of speed, and that was to the floor. Now I've slowed down a little bit, but this road right here, I was doing 40 and 45 on because they patched it about a month ago, and it's the worst road in this county. You can't go no faster than that, or you'd be in the trees.
Yeah, your roads down there are different than up here. I'll just put it that way because our roads freeze.
Yeah,
and yours just get a little frost on them or whatever.
Well,
and when it rains, all that water goes inside all the crevices and stuff, and then it freezes and it breaks it apart.
Right.
So their idea of fixing things throughout the winter months is throwing a bunch of gravel or dirt in the holes, and hopefully it holds until springtime.
Right.
But it never does, because a week later the hole is back.
Well, now I'm not going to doubt that one bit. And y'all use during the wintertime, y'all use more salt than we do.
Oh yeah.
And that right there is not good for the road either.
Yeah, it's worse on the vehicles than it is the roads.
Damn, prepping. I done that going through Jersey, and a highway patrolman come up beside of me and waved and took off.
95. Did you do that in your little transformer car? It'd probably take you 2 hours to get up to 95.
101, you brought this on yourself. Wait a minute. Wow, what the Prius? Yeah, I didn't think a Prius could get over 40 miles an hour. Oh, he's going to chew my ass out.
It depends how big the tailwind is.
Like an airplane, huh? Or would you call that a drone when that happens? It sounds like a weed eater.
Oh, in the truck. Okay.
It's just an oversized Prius. That's all.
Okay. Talking about the the prepper pantry again. One thing that's often forgot about is basic cooking and baking needs. The oils and flour and yeast and all that kind of stuff. Now, yeast, if things are bad, yeast is not going to last that long. So there's always things that you can do. It's the sourdoughs and stuff like that. And right now is the perfect time to be experimenting with sourdoughs and stuff like that. But
It is.
Another thing is spices and condiments. They could, because you can make your own ketchup and who in the hell wants to store mustard? But sorry for the mustard lovers out there. Those are things that are important. And like I said in the video earlier, a lot of spices and herbs have more than one use. It's just not to give flavor to your food, like oregano. It's a natural antibiotic. Garlic is too. There's a lot of stuff that is natural that is good to prep for and to have. And a lot of times, I've seen movies to where, boy, I wish I had this spice to put on there. I wish I had some salt to put on this meat or whatnot. And it's like, well, you should have thought of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you should. Sniffer, I'm looking for your warning and cannot find it. He's wanting me and you to look at his warning that he posted, and I've damn near gone back to the beginning of it and can't find it.
They just posted again.
Yeah. Now
save more time instead of scrolling through.
Now, hearsay. Okay, we all know that we got a shortage on eggs, but they're also talking about bread flour. What you make bread with, and so forth like that. So if a bunch of you out there, does their own bread, go ahead and I guess stock up on your flour too. And remember,
the other stuff that goes with that though too. Just not get a bunch of flour, because then even if you get the self-rising flour, which I don't say to get that for prepping because it goes bad faster.
It does.
And when I say goes bad, it means the rising part goes bad, not the flour. So you want to make sure you store up the baking sodas, corn starches, and all that other stuff that goes into making that stuff.
Oh, no shit, Sniffer. But y'all remember this right here. You have to do your, when you go to storing your flour, you have to do it like the rice.
Mm-hmm. But you have to be very careful with that because it's a powder. So make sure when you bring it out of the freezer that it's not setting on anything to where it's going to get moisture when it thaws back out. Now, and all you're doing is just killing the stuff that may be in the flour.
Right. Now, storing flour, my best piece of advice would be put it in the Mylar bag. I wouldn't vacuum seal that.
Well, you don't have to, but you should.
Yeah.
Because if you don't vacuum seal it, it has to be in something, because the air can the oxygen can make it go bad.
Well, I'm talking, like in a Mylar bag, go ahead and throw your packs in there, so it can. But
oxygen absorbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't want to stick it in there and just seal it in.
Right.
Yeah, because it will go bad. That's like salt and sugar. You don't vacuum seal those, or you don't put oxygen absorber in those, because it won't go bad. If you do, it'll actually harden sugar and salt. It'll be like a rock, and you have to bust it up. So it's just a waste of oxygen absorbers to do sugar and salt.
Sorry about that. Which one, Sniver, has been spotted? Okay, now to get back to what we were talking about. Well, the reason I'm saying, don't use the vacuum sealer is because it can get up in your sealer right there.
Well, that's why you leave it in the bag. You poke holes in the bottom half of the bag of the bag it comes in.
Right.
The flour bag, and you put it in there and poke holes in the bottom half. And then then you vacuum it, and it'll suck from the bottom, so it doesn't suck out the flour.
Okay. Alvin Smith posted, if things quit jumping on me, but you are eating a certain amount of bugs and flour, you get proteins and carbs. Right. If you freeze your flour, I'm gonna use this as an example. 5-pound bag, stick it in your freezer for 3 days. Give it another 3 days to thaw out, and then seal it up. That kills your bugs. And every prepper knows to prep up a sifter. Okay, that way, run your flour through the sifter, and if there are any bugs in it, it'll pull the biggest part of it out.
Well, the thing with because there's bugs in everything you get at the store. Most of the time you cook it and it gets rid of them. The fact is, the reason why you want to get rid of the bugs before you store it is, if that stuff is sitting on your shelf and those bugs are in there pooping in your flour and stuff, that taints all that food, because it's not the bug itself, it's their poop basically is what does you in, or does in your whatever you're storing, rice or beans or flour or whatever it is.
Yeah. Sniffer, I appreciate the information, and I'm sure everybody in here does too. But right now, I mean, I don't know a nice way to say it, really. But we're trying to talk about prepping, what to prep for. So if somebody does mash a button, we can be prepared. And
there's not, like I said, there's nothing I can do about there being subs or ships or whatever. It's nothing I can do with them. No. It's not like I can go over there and and hit them over the head with a baseball bat or something. But it's one of those things, I can't control that. It's good information to know about, but what can I do about it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where instead of that, I'm trying to get more information out about how people can store food and what to store and things like that.
now I do know what to do if they hit our soil, and I'm gonna
Oh
leave
yeah,
it at that.
yeah.
Can
And
you can flour also by baking it on low temperature for a few hours? I do not know. How about you got any knowledge on that, Bushcraft? Lisa?
why would you want to though? I don't. I'm just saying, why would you want to? Because to
Now,
me, it's cheaper and easier to seal it in a Mylar bag,
well, now
be
I
it
have
oxygen absorbers and stuff, because them jars are expensive, those lids are expensive, and that extra effort of baking it. Because I'm one of those, I don't can stuff by baking it in the oven. I just never done that. So I'm not saying you can't do it or you shouldn't do it or anything, but that's just something I never done.
well now,
I've seen people do that with rice and stuff, and it's
yeah.
just, to me, it's so much easier to get a jar of um, a big jar and put rice in there, and then use your attachment on the vacuum sealer and vacuum all the air out of it, and you're done. You don't have to bake it. It doesn't make the rice taste funny when you cook it or anything like that.
Well, now I do know for a fact when I first started canning, 3-4 years ago, I pulled up videos on how to can this, how to can that. And in them videos, a couple of them I saw, they was doing it in the oven. And I'm like you right there. What purpose is that?
Yeah, I never understood like milk. Doing that in the oven and stuff. The powdered milk. And I'm like, I don't understand the extra process in it. If you're gonna put it in a can, you just vacuum seal it, and you don't have to go through the process of putting it in an oven to seal it.
Well, now, Lisa, don't get me wrong. I do have flour, rice, and beans that I did that with. And I mean, they're still sealed, but it's easier and cheaper for me to do it the way Bushcraft is talking about. Like that, because the way I'm looking at it is you got to use power from your oven. And that's what 220 outlet, which is going to cost you a little bit more. To where if you was to put it in the freezer, your freezer's running anyway, regardless. If you've got meat in there, go ahead and throw your rice in there for about 3 days. Pull it out, put it in a bag, vacuum seal it, then put it in your Mylar bag and do the same thing. You'll come out better like it and cheaper. And it does the same thing.
And I've said this before, there's people out there that got those 5-gallon Mylar bags that go inside of a 5-gallon bucket, and they'll fill it up with rice or beans, and they'll vacuum seal or put a bunch of oxygen absorbers in there to seal it up. And the thing is, when you open it, unless you're going to eat 5 gallons in a week or something, that's a lot of beans. So I tend to scale it down. I'd rather have 5 little pound bags and put it in there than the whole thing, where then I have to seal it up again if I don't eat the beans all the time. But it's like you don't need a whole 5 gallons of rice and whatnot.
Sniffer, we love the intel. Trust me on that. We highly appreciate it. You know, I mean, you can give intel like that, but I mean, kind of slack up on it a little bit. You know, I mean, I heard that was going on, but I did not know they have already spotted that.
Yeah, I've already heard about it for a week now.
Yeah.
I'll,
Did you drop?
that's I won't repeat that stuff because
They can get us for they
It's-
call it false intel.
yeah, well, they have other words for that. But
Well,
that sounds good.
I couldn't think of it right off the bat. Oh boy. Hello 101.
Oh boy.
Talk about
Evening,
shit in the fan. It just happened. Excuse me. Shift.
So how are you guys?
Oh, not too bad.
We're doing pretty good. I got chased around the house with a stick today. That's all.
Dixie?
Yeah.
Dave.
Oh no, I deserve this one.
Oh shit.
And probably a few more. I'll tell you about it in your back room tonight, 101.
Yeah.
Why?
Okie dokie. I guess.
See, I don't want to announce it on the air. I really don't.
Also, what was the damn thing that you fucking texted me and you're like,
So you did not see it, did you?
I didn't like you're like, I'll fill you in later. Like I don't
Okay. Did you catch it where I was talking about they wanting to charge you to breathe?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Okay, that's what
And
now I understand your okay.
And she explained it a hell of a lot better than I can.
Well, yeah, because it all had to do with the carbon tax crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got it from Pinball. Pinball did that about 2 days prior.
Okay. See, I didn't know who done that first, but
Welcome.
that's what it's about.
Well, it doesn't matter who did it first, really. I'm just saying that's how it happened.
Wait a minute. Hello, learning to grow my own. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Nut House.
Grow your own what?
Well, it's not the Nut House. Nut House has his own place.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he's got purple peanuts.
So what do you guys think of the if the peanuts removed from the peanut M&M, does that make it
That's the new one that they're going to be.
oh dear.
Yeah.
Would that still
Well, I
be?
didn't want to bring that one up, but yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Would that still be considered as a transgender? I really
That's
don't.
what I didn't want to say, Jeff.
Way to go, Jeff!
Hey, no problem. Leave it to me. I'll do it every time.
That's why I didn't say it.
God, he's getting his
Even
bandage
101 didn't say it.
Well, I know better.
Welcome to Bare Truth. Okay, I'll bring it up on mine come Thursday. Damn.
Well, you know where to find me when you get a strike.
Yeah, I got to make me a backup channel, period.
Well, as soon as you start that cycle, it's going to be one after another.
Yeah.
I hope not, but you're right.
Let's see here.
I'm going to just look at you in Bushcraft.
Oh, did you guys hear that supposedly they caught Pence with classified crap too?
Yeah, Lisa Anderson, I think, dropped that.
No, Harvest.
Okay. Okay. Dropped that chat earlier.
Okay.
So does that mean you're going to talk about it tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, though, stop looking over there
And look
when
here.
there's something else going on.
Yeah.
Because that's the rave now. What do we find here and what do we find there? But if you watch a certain whoopee, it's okay.
Well,
But it
now-
wasn't okay when Trump did it.
Well, you notice that they don't tell you what's in potatoes documents. They were all over Trump's, but they're not saying
Oh,
shit
yeah.
about potato.
Now, is it true that Pence dropped his name in the hat?
Hat for what?
President.
Not that
Nobody's
I
going
heard
to
of.
vote for him, though.
Well, I know
Well,
that.
not after what he did to this country. Fuck him.
No, but they got to put somebody in there to make other people look good.
Well, he betrayed us, so at least I fully believe that. He had every opportunity to out what was going on, and then he fucked it up.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was put through a test and failed.
Yep.
I'll put it like that.
So I just titled my thing, I don't know what more to say because I'm sick of I've told you so.
Oh, you named your thing.
Bushcraft, could you do me a favor?
Well, you said it. Let me go mute when you talk. Damn, I go mute and ain't nobody saying nothing.
Because we're waiting for the bullshit.
This is a good question, though, with your floor. Because I have seen people overdo their areas when they prep and their floors actually give in and stuff. And I had actual really good wooden shelves, and they gave in, and I lost a bunch of my canned food. Not canned food, but the jars.
No.
Can I speak from experience here?
No.
Fuck you. So, when I was working for a certain big orange
You
hardware,
got an echo.
I didn't hear any echo.
I did. Every time he said something, he was echoing.
when I was working for a certain big orange
Okay.
hardware store, I was in the flooring department. And
Damn.
your typical, it depends on your type of floor, but usually your floor joists, I wouldn't put 500 pounds of material across more than 3 joists.
Right.
If we're talking shelving units, the more support, the better. I know that sounds like redundant, but yeah. If you can have it on a solid part of your house, like that's not like, let's say you have a basement, but it's on a slab part of your house, put it on that rather than your joists. You want to put it over most of your weight over your, oh God, what is it called? It's where they join 2 halves of a house usually, and you'll see it on most houses. It's that one big beam that goes across the whole basement. It's about 6 inches thick, and it's about 4 joists worth of wood conjoined together into one truss, if you will. If you have a basement and you have those steel beams in your basement supporting your house, put that weight, if you can help it, over one of those steel joists or steel pillars that you got in your basement. You want to avoid putting your weight furthest from the edges of your house. I know that sounds weird, but the way houses are designed, okay, think of it like a bow. Okay, you know when you pull a bow back and it bends on the edges and it's got the curve to it? Well, turn that bow horizontally and that's your bowing of your floor. The further in the center of your house you are, or to your joists, that is, the more it's going to bow. If you put your weight towards the edges of your house or towards your walls, your outer walls of your house, your joists are going to be much stronger there than you would out in the center of a room, because it acts like a giant lever. Does that make sense? What? Why?
Jeff's getting picked on again.
Oh dear.
The only thing I can say to that is, if you're a carpenter and you know what you're doing, go up underneath your house and reinforce it.
Yeah, it all depends on the houses, and if you have a basement, why are you storing stuff up top?
Thank you, Sniffer. It's called a load carrying joist. Thank you.
I got
Because
it.
the basement is perfect for storing your preps and stuff. And another thing is, you kind of don't want to put all your preps in one room, because what happens if lightning strikes that room? You don't have any preps at all.
That's true.
I'm more concerned about the whole house before that room. But I get your point.
Yeah.
So if none of it made sense of what I said, go by the rule of thumb of put your preps towards the outer walls of your house, because not only will that help the floors, but if bullets go through your walls, well, that's just one more thing between you and, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And if it's the actual plywood, depending what it is, it could be hardwood floors or something, but whatever it is, you can always put a piece of plywood down where you want to store.
3/4 inch OSB, non.
Now, whoa.
Not treated.
Laminate.
Okay.
Yeah, not treated.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to
Not
say
the particle board. It actually has to be proper plywood where you can see the flakes of chips that are running in every which direction. If it's a uniform, look to it, avoid it, because that's going to snap like nobody's business.
Oh yeah.
Trust me. I remember I said I used to do 100-year-old houses down in Grosse Pointe, down in Detroit. We had to do a lot of this reinforcing, so I know what I'm talking about.
Well, now our house, the one we in now, has got tongue and groove floor.
You're fine on that.
Yeah, I mean, this house was built over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's what
You
my
gotta
floors
worry.
are all
You gotta
hard-
worry. Sorry, go
hardwood
ahead.
floors.
yeah,
You gotta worry about your hardwood floors when they start to, the boards, they start to curve at the top,
exactly.
and then they get the gap between them. That's
They
when you
pu-
have to
they-
worry.
Yeah, they pucker up.
Yeah.
Outside of that, tongue and groove anything will take a load.
Well, like you said, if you're going to put extra weight on it, rule of thumb to be safe, go ahead, put you down a sheet of plywood. You know,
Yeah.
that'll help you out.
Yeah, and like I said, nothing treated, because the stuff they treat,
Chemicals.
that wood, if you put anything plastic, it will actually eat through the plastic. The chemicals in the treated wood will eat through the plastic.
Cheddar says I have a crawl space and would love to have a basement, but
Okay.
I bet trying to turn it into it would be expensive. You're better off just keeping the preps in a in your
Room.
house.
Yeah, like
Avoid
in the
avoid your crawl space. Trust me, you're gonna attract things you don't want there.
Yeah.
At least if you have a basement, you can go down there, check it, and go back up into your house and stuff.
Now, if you are storing preps in your basement, make sure it's sitting on pallets or whatever, because I read into
not
that.
treated pallets.
Correct.
Because there are some pallets that have been hauling very bad chemicals and stuff. So you have to pay attention what and a good way to do it is to break off a piece of that wood and actually light it and see what kind of smoke comes off of it.
Flame.
If it's got a blue flame, get rid of it. Because it's got some kind of chemical in there that you don't want mixing with your food.
Now, Dana B, you say a sheet of plywood is over $20. Okay.
Oh, more than
$20.
that.
I'll fucking jump on that anytime.
That's cheap.
True. That's true. But
The
look
sheet
at it like this.
Wood is going for $80 now.
How much if you are storing in quart jars or glass jars, your floor, let's say, snaps, a whole lot of that's going to break. So would investing in a sheet of plywood be good? I would think so.
It like it said, it all depends what the issue is on the floor. If where your joist is connecting to the outside, if that is given way, it ain't make no difference what you put on top of it. It's still going to go down.
Mindy, no, do not use MDF. MDF is like a sponge. It'll dent if you fucking flick it, man. It doesn't take any load at all. It's just for decoration more than anything. Sorry.
Yeah,
Flooring is kind of my expertise.
And even there's places even under your bed. Some beds are the old-fashioned kind of beds where you have a whole bunch of area.
Mm-hmm.
You can get, if it's canned food, depending on the cans, you can get two to three cases under the bed, depending on the beds.
I saw people just put the cases of food under the bed and screw the bed frame. They just put the mattress on top of the food cans.
Yeah, that means that bed can't see a lot of action because it gets.
I was going to say, depends if you're single or not, I guess.
Well, I think they did more of hiding things rather than.
Well, now I'm starting to put, let's say, bags and stuff like that in totes.
Yeah,
and
make them with all different size totes nowadays.
Oh yeah.
And after Christmas time is the best time to get certain totes that are really not very tall but long, and because everybody puts their Christmas decorations in it. Of course, they might be red and green, but who cares what they look like?
If you can afford it, get the totes with the wheels and the pull behind bar thing. That way you can just put your preps in there. And
Ollie's, or not Ollie's, Roll King.
Either way.
There you go. Again.
Or if you really, really are like.
Yeah, they're called cuff boxes. I have one over there, but I'm not going to pick it up.
Hello, Cat Lady.
Cat Lady.
Yeah, Cat Lady Homestead. I think she just popped in. But, you know, I mean, there is another prepper out there.
Well, there should be a lot of them.
Well, I can't think of the word that I want to use right now. But she under her bed, behind her couch, in her closet, hush up, and so forth like that. She's got preps in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got bottled water, and I've got for a stand on top of it, for my plants. So it put every little space I can think of, I stick something in there, and that's a thing I don't put. And some people might not be able to do this, but I put stuff in all my rooms. So it's just not in one little spot, or it's not in there are people that have fancy little rooms that they have all their preps and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have those fancy rooms. I just stick it wherever I can find it. Oh, that'll be a nice spot to put a case of corn over there.
Honey.
Well, now y'all just remember this.
Honey, can you slide me the footstool? You mean the pallet of corn?
Well, now if you have pets, don't forget about them. Don't leave them out. Prep for your pets also.
Yeah, I got 6 months of
Also,
cat food.
Dry dog food goes bad. Just saying.
Yeah,
Now,
that's why I only
if you,
prep for 6 months.
if you are storing dog food, dry dog food, make damn sure they in totes, because if not, you're gonna have rats. And
No, you won't. No, I would like to see the rat that tries to get in my house.
well, you are an exception. Okay.
I can leave my cats don't even mess with the bags.
I had some work boots, okay? And at the time we had 2 dogs. And we noticed the rats getting in dog food and everything, but we couldn't figure out where the food was going. So one day I needed my boots, and I had over a half a boot of dog food stored in
It was
each one
full,
of
man. My foot. It was full.
What a measurement! A half a boot. Not a half a pound. Not a.
Well, I thought it was a half a boot. The wife just
It was a
informed
whole boot.
me. It was a whole boot.
Dog food.
After that, I mean, I don't know if it was the smell from the boot or the smell from the rat. My dogs wouldn't even eat it. They wouldn't even. They'd come over there and sniff it and turn their nose up.
So you're saying you got stinky feet?
At that time, Bushcraft, and I really hate to say it, we lived in an apartment, okay? And we had a back porch. I would come in through the back porch, take my boots off and everything.
And his socks were tinned up by themselves.
And you could literally smell my boots on the other end of the house.
You know how to get rid of odor, and you get some bad odor in your shoes or something? Put them in the freezer.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right here, and it worked for me. I used deodorant on my feet until the whole damn stick was gone. And until this day, my feet don't stink no more. And that was, oh hell.
That's not what Dixie said.
Years
For-
ago.
Well, I don't know.
She
about
says your
that.
feet stink.
No, not like that. Not like that. Trust me.
You smell the apple.
It can smell you before you got home.
Oh hell yeah, it was worse than that. It was like a rotten fish
Oh, Jeff will be here in 15 minutes.
That's about right.
Man.
But that was
Terrible.
40 years ago, and after using deodorant like that, my feet hadn't smelt that bad since then.
Backstage.
You want me to put Jeff backstage?
No.
Oh.
No, he wanted you to do that earlier.
All right. You think dog food's bad?
Oh,
Really?
Watch. It gets bad.
oh, squirrels and chipmunks are horrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll hide them in your damn car.
Watch this shit.
Oh my God.
I wonder why it's not working.
It just keeps coming.
Damn.
Oh.
Well, there went them squirrels, preps.
This is from a woodpecker, I guess.
See, this is why you don't put all your preps in one place.
There it is on TV.
Oh, it's horrible.
And I don't know if this works or not, but there is a new command there.
Advice.
You put a mouse trap in your car, Colorado.
Yeah. I had a mouse in my car one time. It was chewing my wires up. I literally had to put a trap in there to catch him. Oh, damn. Cheddar pepper prepper. I like that. There are the nuts from the M&Ms. Damn, I wish I thought of that.
Must be in California.
Oh, yeah. Well, ain't that normally where it starts?
Yes.
Oh.
I heard that.
Cheddar Prepper, he did a video on that where Bushcraft, you had one of those pull top cans and opened it up and it was bacteria in it.
Yeah, I'm actually,
So,
it's kind of weird because I've had a lot of people ask me about how to store cans and stuff. And I've seen a lot of videos where people store their cans in different ways and stuff. And it's actually wrong to store cans on their side because bacteria and everything raises to go to the air, and cans that go bad get air in them. And if you have your can set in sideways, that bacteria is going to the side. And when you pick it up, then you just mixed all that bacteria in there that you might not see. Like when I did the pop top can. And another thing is people shake their cans up before they open them and stuff. That's another bad thing you're not supposed to do. So I might actually do a video on how to open your canned food. Because
can I just point this out? It's pretty sad that we have to do a video on how to just open a can.
well, a lot of it you just don't think about because like it used to be certain things that you would flip over and open on the other side so it would come out and the stuff wouldn't get stuck. But now we find out that they just not doing stuff the way they should be, the way they used to. They had pride in their jobs and stuff like that. I don't know if that's the thing or they're just cutting money or whatever it is. But like the pop tops, there's some things that I have some, it's mainly tomato products but it seems like the cheaper stuff, they don't have the pop tops. the more expensive, like the Chef Boyardees and all that stuff, has the pop tops,
Backstage.
and those things just don't last.
So this is going to be you.
Time I've got something I know you can do. We're gonna open a jar.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'll put more in it, like store in it and stuff like that, because just the fact that, because I used to do it too. Shake up the cans like it's spaghetti sauce or something, and then, but now they're saying it's bad to do that, because if you have stuff at the top, because it always goes to the top. If you open it up and you see something, or you see at the bottom of the lid and there's mold or crap or whatever it is on the lid, then you throw everything away. But if you shake it up, or if you open it from the wrong end, or if it's setting on the side, you won't see that stuff. And it's a shame that we have to do this. There's certain things that we have to look out for, because the manufacturer of the can didn't do their job right. And dents used to not be a big thing, because I remember going to the store and they would have at the end of aisles a bunch of dented cans, and they would sell them cheaper. Now it's technically against the law for them to sell a dented can, because they're supposed to take it back to wherever they buy it from and get credit for it. And it's just weird that we have to do that.
Weird.
Yep. And one other thing that I put on the video today was about pre-made meals. It doesn't have to be the MREs or anything like that, because to me, MREs are a very last resort emergency type.
That's the thing
for
that
you.
you put in your bug out bag and forget about.
Yeah, because it's not healthy.
Hey, 101.
You even ask soldiers or people in the military, they don't like them.
What, Jeff?
Did you read what Alan Marks posted?
Did anyone hear about the oil refinery shutting down in Colorado? Could cause a few. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, the reason I got you to look at it, you know.
I don't know nothing about that, and I'm not really too concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn, kiss my ass too.
Just saying, I'm not trying to be rude about it.
Oh, well, I ain't neither, you know. I'm just trying to be an asshole, and that's all.
But you've already accomplished that many a time in your life.
Well, thank you. It took me 42 years to accomplish that title. I'm glad to see you noticed it.
Yeah. if there was an army of assholes, Jeff would be the commander in chief.
Thank you very much.
Jeff, do you have anything canned into meals, like stew or?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got vegetable. I've got, believe it or not, even canned chili beans. And, you know, soup like that.
Yeah. And that's what I mean by the ready made meals, to where you just dump it in a thing and heat it up.
Yeah. Now, I apologize for the last couple of minutes. I was in another room, so I didn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, just about that everybody should have some sort of those ready-made meals. That's something in a jar, or it could be Well, they have box stuff too that you can just mix together stuff, but and I'm always going to say this. I think everybody should can stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because even this Christmas, it was cheaper for me to buy a bigger ham than a half cut up ham.
Right.
It was actually cheaper. So I bought it, and then I ended up canning the leftovers. So I have ham and potato soup whenever.
Well, I was hoping to do that over our Christmas and Thanksgiving, but our turkey and ham got devoured, so it shot that idea.
So you're still storing that food?
Oh, I got a whole turkey in there.
I still have it. I have a 24-pound turkey.
Well, I meant you're still storing the food.
Oh, I didn't get that much. Not like I wanted.
Oh,
Well,
I ended up gaining 12 pounds.
Really?
Yep.
I think I lost 5. Well, they want me to cook the ham and the turkey. It's because the way I cook it, everybody
ham in the turkey?
Ham and the turkey.
Oh, okay.
Not ham in the turkey.
I was going to say, I don't know about that.
But it's the way I cook it. Everybody loves it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that qualify as a herky or a tam?
I'd go to tam. But
I've ate the turducken or whatever it's called. Turducken.
It's pretty bad when we're starting to figure out what a Thanksgiving dinner identifies as.
But now I've got those packs. I can't think of that. You go to Walmart and get freeze dried stuff. But I'm gonna be straight up about it. I would not depend on them. Period. Because I don't think a person could really live off of that for a long period of time.
Oh no, I've got the it's been a year or two. They had those 3 weeks buckets,
right?
That has enough food for a family of 4 in it.
Yeah.
And I got them on sale at Walmart.
People seem to forget that your preps are to get you started, not to rely on 100%. You store up all this stuff, so when it does hit, you have time and you have food in the meantime while you get a garden going, your livestock, so forth, so on. If you don't already.
Depending on where you live, too, though.
True.
You get what I'm saying.
If you have a garden during a shift thing and that everybody can see when they're walking down the road, you're not going to have a garden.
Well,
a different story.
Well, now I'm just curious how many people in chat really truly knows how to do a garden.
There's a lot of different ways of doing a garden, Jeff.
No. Let me rephrase that. How many people know how to grow a garden?
Oh, like what it takes?
Yeah.
Oh, probably not many.
But
they don't understand soil acidity. They don't understand, shade or sun or shade.
Right. Now me, where I got my garden, that's some of the blackest and the richest dirt I have ever seen. And last year was the first time, and it was because it shade there.
Except for your cucamelons did really good.
Well, I'm not going to.
I don't know how well they tasted, but they looked like they grew pretty good.
A couple of them taste real good too. Well, I picked them and cut them. They taste just like a watermelon, but they look like a cucumber.
Was this by accident or was this on purpose?
It was accidentally, purposely done.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys remember 2 years ago I had zucchini the size of my arm.
I want to say something to that one, but
Jeff,
I'm leaving it
shut
wrong.
the fuck up.
Keep it plain.
How did that taste, 101?
I don't eat zucchini.
Are you serious?
What did you grow it for?
Neighbors.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Them damn neighbors was happy, wasn't they?
Zucchini bread's good.
Yeah, like the wife said, zucchini bread is damn good.
Oh yeah. Oh, I used to love zucchini bread. Oh,
Yeah, they do.
I'm gonna
Now,
go.
bye. Adios. Buenas noches.
Well, fuck you.
Thank you.
Wait, what? Anyway, I'm gonna go get my stuff ready because it's almost 9.
It damn sure is.
What,
Now,
do you-
tonight has
do you-
45.
101, do you go live?
What?
Telling me I'm an asshole.
They said getting ready. I'm like, does he go live or something?
Fucking idiots.
He sounded like he was not with us the way he put it.
Well, no, I'm not expecting that question. So it's like my brain's trying to comprehend what he's at. Of course, I'm going live, you fucker.
Well, let's just making sure. I don't know. What's your channel name again?
Bye.
And you calling me an asshole? Bushcraft, I think you're hanging around me a little bit too long.
If you guys expect me to be up on 101s tonight, I probably won't be up there. He won't let me up.
That room.
Yeah, probably both of us. Me more than you.
But if you guys haven't watched the video I did earlier today, it's about basically what we're talking about here, but probably a bit more detail in it, explaining about a prepper pantry. And it's not like your regular pantry or a working pantry or whatnot. It's it's some of those stuff that because like spices and stuff, we use that all the time, and hardly anybody would think about storing a lot of that stuff to where it would be used in case of bad times.
Did you hear that 101? Oh. Here in a few minutes, me and Bushcraft will be up on 101s tonight if he lets us.
Well, zucchini bread is really good.
Yes, it is. And it tastes better as soon as it comes out of the oven, too.
Oh, yeah. Get your butter, not that margarine crap. Putting butter on that. Wait until it melts real good and then chomp on it.
Put a little bit of homemade jam on there. Ain't bad either.
No, I can't. I don't. I get right to it and put the butter and eat it. I don't wait for getting the jam on there.
Oh yeah, I already got my jam top off before the bread even comes out. But I'm gonna have to look at your premiere. I mean, me and the wife was out on the town a little bit today, and if everything goes the way I'm expecting it to, we're gonna be paying bills tomorrow. So,
Well, that's always fun.
oh, ain't it though?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I wished it would take you longer to spend your money than it does to make it.
Yep.
That won't never happen.
And for Friday, that's pretty much what happened to me. I wasn't out paying bills, but I went to see the doctor, and they put me on new medication. So that meant I had to wait for pharmacist to get the order. Once I did that, went down there, and they said, well, we can't fill this one because you still have some left on the other one. I said, well, I'm not taking the other one anymore. I'm taking the new one now. And they had to call the order back in. They had to verify it with insurance. And by the time I got done, it was into 6 o'clock. And by the time I got home, I had to cook dinner, and yeah, it was too late for Friday's live. But hopefully we'll have a live this Friday, and I might have guests this Friday.
I was thinking you may have had a guest tonight.
Well, tomorrow we had plans, so I haven't heard back yet. And she got famous for doing a video. She's real big on TikTok, but I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
In case we don't get it this week.
Connie Carlo, you do know 101 has got a show, right? Because I was thinking you've been up on there before. I think it was Connie who mentioned something about that. The way it was put, they didn't know 101 had a show.
Well, we'll go ahead and end the stream here, and we'll be up on
101's.
Well, I was going to say yours Thursday.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
And should be up Friday. And tonight we'll be over at 101. So I'll go ahead and leave everybody at this.